Hey everyone, what's up and welcome to the channel. Good morning. It is the official launch of season 2 in the finals and I couldn't be any more excited. It feels like Christmas this morning. We do have a full set of patch notes to go over today though, breaking down all the actual balance changes and everything in detail. We've already gone over everything with actual gameplay footage after getting some early access hands-on content with the final season 2. Special thanks to Embark. I will have that video posted up above in the cards or at the end of the video if you guys want to watch after we get into the actual details of the season. These patch notes are going to contain all the nerfs, the buffs, the nitty-gritty changes that aren't going to be advertised to you in game, so I wouldn't want to miss this. It keeps you up to date with, you know, what to use. That's the important part, right? So yeah, we're gonna get into this. I hope you guys enjoy. I do stream every single day live on Twitch as well. Link to that will be in the description. I'm streaming all day today and I hope to see you guys over there. It's gonna be a ton of fun. We're gonna be playing all day. We're gonna be checking everything out, and if you have any questions you can ask me over on the stream. But we're gonna get into this. I hope you guys enjoy. A like is always appreciated, really helps the video reach new people, and subscribe, man. There's gonna be so much season 2 posted on the channel, you're not gonna want to miss it. Let's get into this. And here we go. So we have update 2.0, the season 2 update. I'm gonna go through the beginning of these patch notes really quick because like I said, we've already covered this in actual gameplay footage in yesterday's video, but we do have the brand new map, Sis Horizon. This is their new retro map they added. We got Power Shift, the new 5v5 mode that was added. They got a brand new tutorial. I actually didn't show this in yesterday's video, but if you're new to the finals, you're probably gonna like this. It helps learn the game a lot more effectively than the last tutorial. And if you've already been playing the game, it's honestly worth just going in and checking out. It's kind of cool. We got Lock and Load. We got new weapons that are added to the game. We got the FAMAS on medium, the 9-3R on the light class, and the KS-23 on the heavy class. It's a pump shotty, burst pistol, burst rifle. We got the ability to join the CNS, play like CNS members, the people who hacked the finals. A new dematerializer, which is a new specialization for the medium class. Going to be very strong. We got the gateway portal for the light class, the anti-gravity cube gadget for the heavy class, and the data reshaper gadget for the medium classes. So new gadgets all around, one new specialization. The battle pass, I'm very excited about this. We'll be checking this out on stream, so if you guys want to see it, meet me over on the Twitcherson. And we got a new progression tracker as well. I am actually super stoked about this. They got some pretty cool looking cosmetics just from the little image they have here, but weekly challenges, a ton of new free stuff to earn. Who doesn't love free stuff? Very excited for that. We also got a better matchmaking system in the ranked. Yeah, that's only gonna, you know, help make the rank system better. They said they are looking to always improve it though, and this is just the beginning of tweaks, so we'll see where they go next. Private matches, this is going to be awesome. I'm already excited to see what we can do with you guys in stream. Some cool customs we can get going, some cool stuff we could try out as a community, and this is just the beginning of competitive play. We just went over all of this just now in terms of all the new things that were added to the game, but right here is where the party gets started. The meat and potatoes, man, the balance changes. So we do have throwables, explosives, and nukes. They've added diminishing returns on damage from nukes, throwable objects that carry C4s, breach charges, or mines. I can go over this. I've already had a talk with one of the developers about this. TLDR, okay, this is basically just a massive nerf to nukes. I promise you that after all of these changes, nukes should be dead in the ground. They've already balanced these things out like 3 times. And I mean, I was on last night and I was playing a regular cash out and I was still dying to nukes 2 times. It was the only 2 deaths I had in the game, and it was just to a random heavy camping me on a jump pad. So yeah, this should have nukes dead in the water. If you guys don't know what nukes are and you're new to the finals, honestly, it's good you don't know what they are. Hopefully you never know what they are, but essentially it's people just strapping explosives, specifically C4s, to throwables and specifically gas canisters, like the combustible ones that fly at you, and they would just one tap you. So yeah, these are gone. A lot of great changes to this. It's going to be much more inaccurate to throw these. There's a lot more diminishing returns on the actual damage, and there's even some randomness to maybe even have certain explosives fly back in your face. With the new gadget that allows you to shapeshift items as well in the medium class, I've heard there's ways to actually catch nukes and transform them as they fly at you. If they do come at you, you can catch RPGs, and you can even catch the nukes themselves and just throw them back without the gadget, if you can do so quick enough. So yeah, definitely look out for that. The toxic gas has received a pretty big nerf, but honestly, I think it's necessary to balance it out. They added a delay to the application of damage, so it will start to tick 0.5 seconds after the player enters the gas cloud. Gives you a bit more time to react to the actual, effect. They added new functionality that causes damage to ramp up gradually over time from 30 HP per second to 60 HP per second over 2 seconds. So once again, a bit more time to escape the initial blast. It's more of a zoning tool that they described it as, and they want it to be that, not more so just a straight up powerful grenade. Increased damage tick interval from 0.1 seconds to 0.3 seconds per tick. Moving on to some more gadgets, we have the C4, which has been heavily nerfed. This is also in hand with the nukes being nerfed. They decreased the ammo count from 2 to 1, so the heavy only has 1 C4 now. They decreased the cooldown from 45 seconds to 30 seconds. Since you only have 1, you'll get it back a little bit more frequently. And they decreased the minimum damage at the edge of the explosion from 93 to 75, so a little less damage here. The defibrillator has also been completely reworked. I was actually a really big fan of this in the early access session. I thought it was a pretty big change, a drastic one, but it definitely balances out the gadget, makes it a much less dependent gadget that not everybody feels like they need to run. It opens up the ability to rock new builds, and yeah, I think this is good. Added the functionality that causes revive players to gradually rematerialize. That's actually the word I used for it when I was like, just for say, they rematerialize into the level over a period of 3 seconds. So it's 3 seconds, you defib them, they just start rematerializing, and then they come into play. So it's not just an instant pop and then you're getting shot at by 2 people after killing 1 guy. Increased charge up time from 0.6 to 0.8 seconds. Takes a bit more to rub the patties together. And increased starting health from a defibrillator revive from 40 to 50%. Since there's a bit more of a skill gap to it and you got to play off your reviving teammate, they come back with a tiny bit more health. The dome shield has also caught a pretty big nerf. I'm gonna zoom into this a bit more, but some of the text might not be viewable from behind my face cam, but at least you'll be able to see it a bit better. They decreased the maximum duration from 20 seconds to 12 seconds. So just shorter dome shields. The dome shields are already pretty weak, so honestly pretty interesting to see that. The jump pad increased cooldown from 25 seconds to 30 seconds. Once again, just opening up the options to use other stuff. Motion sensors, this has been moved to the heavy class instead of the light class. I actually thought this was a pretty interesting change, but for motion sensors, it could be useful. I can see the vision there. RPGs, big changes here. Fixed an issue that made dispersion almost identical regardless of what state the player was in. When you're flying, jumping, soaring, it's going to be a little less accurate now. Increased projectile dispersion in all non-aiming states. Reduced projectile dispersion when aiming down sights. So if you're aiming down sights, you're going to be rewarded. Hip firing, more inaccurate. They increased the zoom in time though, so it takes longer to ADS. Increased equip time from 0.45 seconds to 0.5 seconds. So they made the pull-out time of the RPG longer, and they've also made the put away of the RPG longer as well. So it hopefully makes it the tiniest bit less spammy, but I don't think that's going to be too big of a difference. There's been some changes to the sonar grenades. This was moved to the medium, from medium to light, sorry. The tracking dart has also been moved from medium to light, and this has some big changes as well. We got decreased dispersion in most movement states by 50%. They've increased accuracy by decreasing dart dispersion while aiming down sights from 30% to 10%, and they added force feedback for controllers, so that'll be good for roller players. Moving on to the vanishing bomb, they've actually been tweaking the vanishing bomb quite a bit, and I feel like they want it to be a lot more viable. Even though I feel like it's pretty decent, I think they wanted to aid the team a bit more. They increased the grace period on teammates from 0.5 seconds to 0.75 seconds to 1.25 seconds. This means if someone gets hit with the vanish bomb and they're in the middle of shooting, up to 1.25 seconds after getting hit by the vanish bomb, it won't like make them reappear. It won't nullify the effects of the vanish bomb, because when you shoot, you go uninvisible. Increased total cloak duration on teammates to 7.5 seconds from 6, and same thing to the user of the vanish bomb to 6 seconds from 5. In terms of specializations, We've already mentioned this, but Recon Census has been taken out of the game. They've wanted to reassess it. They feel like it needs a complete rework. They feel like it's completely, affected the game in a negative way. And so until they can bring it back at a better state, or, a state where it feels like it has a good purpose in the game that isn't poisonous to the gameplay, they'll bring it back. But for now, it's gone. I'm very happy about it. I don't think there's anybody that's going to complain. The Mesh Shield also been nerfed. The specialization on the heavy class. They increased the cooldown on a fully depleted shield to 15 seconds from 12, but they also increased the starting health after full depletion to 250 from 200. So bit of a nerf, bit of a buff, kind of just a rework. In terms of the weapons, so there's honestly some massive changes to the weapons here, and I'm very curious to see what you guys think about these. Okay, please do let me know in the comments. Some of the rifles have interesting change. I'm not sure if I even completely understand them. They decreased for the AK here. They decreased the damage fall off minimum range to 35 meters from 35 meters to 30 meters. So it has a decreased damage fall off minimum range. They also decreased the damage fall off max range from 40 meters to only 37.5 meters. So overall, I guess one of these can be seen as a buff, but I mean, even then, it got nerfed so hard here, you know what I mean? So, and what is the difference between, what is that, like 2.5 meters? I don't really know, man. It's just more so an overall nerf to the AKM, and they decreased the damage fall off modifier at max range from 67% to 55%. So really, like, just big nerfs all around. The AK was already pretty soft, but luckily the FCAR has also received some big nerfs. They decreased the damage fall off modifier at max range from 67 to 55. So not really any of the damage fall off got tweaked with the FCAR, which I think is one of the things that was more so the biggest issue with the FCAR. I actually wonder if this is just going to make the FCAR even more viable over the AKM because of the damage fall off issues. But at the end of the day, this will make both ARs a lot less, potent at serious long ranges. It kind of solidifies its role a bit more and allows you to play a lot of the other weapons on the medium class. So I think that's what they're trying to do. Just tuck the ARs a bit away, open up your options elsewhere, and that's what it's supposed to be. These are the new state of ARs. The Lewis gun on the heavy class has also been nerfed. They updated the recoil pattern to be slightly less accurate over time during sustained firing. So it gets more and more inaccurate. The M11 though did get a nice buff. They increased the accuracy by decreasing bullet dispersion when firing from the hip. So they want this thing to be like, a barrel stuffer running gun type weapon. It has a long magazine, pretty accurate from the hip, spray that thing down, mow down some enemies. The M60 on the heavy class though did get some pretty interesting buffs here. They updated the weapon recoil pattern to be slightly more accurate over time. So the Lewis gets more inaccurate over time, the M60 will get more accurate over time. They increase the accuracy by decreasing bullet dispersion while moving from the hip. And they also increase accuracy by decreasing bullet dispersion while moving, when firing, while aiming down sights. Decreasing accuracy slightly by increasing bullet dispersion while standing still when firing the weapon while aiming down sights. So I guess, I don't know, actually that's pretty interesting. It's got some skill gap to it now. Move around when you're shooting the M60, it gets more accurate over time, spray that thing for long periods of time, and I guess the more running gunny type of LMG, if that's what they're going for. The revolver finally got some nice tweaks. They increased the damage fall off modifier at max range from 33% to 45%. Once again, this makes it a bit more viable, and with the ARs being reduced down to 50% or 55%, revolver could be the sauce right now. I'm not gonna lie, it might be the new main gun. The throwing knives, they increased projectile speed to 120 meters per second to 138 meters per second, so a bit more velocity on these things. And the MP5, the XP54, they decreased the accuracy by increasing bullet dispersion when firing from the hip. So they want the XP to be, more of the ADI. It has a scope, has a shorter mag, it's more of a precision weapon, can be effective at more ranges than the M11, but the M11 is the more spray and pray, hip fire machine. This I was very, very excited to see. We got some more equipment mastery changes. They've added a new level to almost everything in the game in terms of the mastery section. In the mastery section, there's always rewards to be had and camos to be unlocked. So there's another free camo, like I said, for pretty much, I think this is just every weapon in the game. So all the weapons, all of the gadgets, and all of the specializations. We'll have to go in game and actually see what the camo looks like, but very, very cool to see. In terms of gameplay, they've also added an option for auto sprint in the gameplay section of the settings. I can see this honestly being useful specifically to the finals in certain scenarios, because when you're flying off of a jump pad and you're about to hit the floor and you hold slide, unless you are also holding sprint at the same time, you won't actually get those really momentum based slides. So having the option to have auto sprint on, just holding W key forward or your joystick forward, it'll be really easy and consistent to hit these slides if you don't like holding down shift or your joystick. So yeah, give this a try. It could be useful. They also added the preview arc for grenades now shows where they will detonate in their trajectory. I actually don't know about this one. Grenades were already super powerful. You already saw their arc pretty good. Now you know where they detonate. So even stronger. They improved an issue where controller players would unintentionally drop carried objects when trying to interact. Now carried objects won't be dropped when pressing the interact and equip button if the weapon is already equipped. So nice changes for controller players there. There is a ton of general bug fixes in terms of the ones that I think are most important, that I think are most notable. They have fixed the dome and mesh shields not blocking projectiles and explosions correctly. This really made the dome and mesh shields a little useless, so this is very nice to see. They also fixed an issue that allowed players to steal objectives through floors and walls. I mean, that was annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes they're just really niche scenarios, and I mean, there's just nothing you do in those moments. You lose the game. They fixed an issue where flashbang effects were not shown for a spectating player. If one player getting a seizure wasn't enough, now your spectating members can also get them, so very nice to see that. They fixed an issue where explosive objects attached to another object would fall off. If the primary object was destroyed, the explosive object attached will now also take the appropriate damage in this situation. So it kind of nullifies things. They fixed the issue where the mesh shield would fail to even start correctly. And they also fixed the bug where radial damage fall off was incorrectly calculated for carryables and props. In terms of animation bug fixes, they also got some decent ones here. They've unfortunately fixed the T-pose bug when players would use the sword lunge and swap items at the same time. Who doesn't love a T-pose? And they also fixed a bug where ADS specific weapon handling would play outside of ADS. In terms of bug fixes for game modes, they've improved the spawn selection around active objectives. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. They've also fixed an issue where players could push opposing teams to spawn unfavorably by not inserting the cache box. This was actually something we did all the time. I actually thought this was an intentional feature, but I guess it's not. So, I mean, people are gonna be spawning on you no matter what. You better just act quicker and set up faster now. If you knew a team was dead, we would wait for them to respawn, because if you put the cache box in, there's a much higher chance they would spawn right outside of your room or your cache out to be able to contest you. So now it doesn't even matter if you have the cache out in the cache box, they're going to be spawning there. So like I said, just work quicker. And fix for case where two squads spawning at the same frame could use the same spawn point. Craziness. Very happy to see that was fixed. They actually got a pretty interesting change for levels. They've got a new and improved algorithm for map selection to ensure you rarely see the same map multiple times in a row. Leaving matches will not affect the outcome of the selection. There's too many times where you kind of play the finals for like 6 hours, and I feel like you get the same map like for 4 games in a row. And if you're playing tournaments, I mean, one tournament can last up to 40-45 minutes. So just a lot of the same map. It'll be nice to get a better rotation here. They improved the lighting on nighttime Monaco, reduced wind movement on vegetation in Las Vegas, so I guess less trees blowing around. Fixed issues where multiple level objects were overlapping each other. They fixed an issue with some material in the end of round celebration being drawn behind the team logo. I don't know if I even noticed that. Improved debris handling, letting it settle before being removed, and improved lighting on the foggy version of Seoul, like the map. In the art section, they fixed the Glinton skin. In audio, they added voice lines for reloading. This is actually super useful for the medium class when specifically using the heal gun. The heal gun plays around reload timing specifically on you and your teammates a lot. And so if you pick up a teammate and you know, and you get an audio clip that you hear he's hitting a reload right away, you might know to shoot for him rather than healing him right away. You know what I mean? So it helps out with that. Improved footstep audio for players using pistols. They fixed a bug where objective pings would not play the correct audio. They fixed a bug where match commentary would play in the practice range, and they added sounds for squad mates down and the last player standing. Actually, very nice. I like that a lot. And in terms of UI, they added player cards into the finals now. So these are generated based on your character customization and the intro animation that you selected. Basically, when you kill somebody now, they'll have little player cards on the side to show like, oh, this is who killed you. You can actually like see what they look like on top of their name. They added soon new item gadget tutorial videos. They added the final spinner to previously black screens when loading. So just like a little something to show you it's loading. Improved camera placement and framing for charms. Fix so that your squad is centered in the tournament lineup intros and outros. And improve respawn timer feedback and teammate icons. Improve feedback on press start respawn mechanic. So yeah, overall, this was a massive set of patch notes. I think they did a great job. They covered so many new things. Obviously with the new season, they have so many new features and just, you know, content added, and I'm very pleased. Let me know what you guys think of the patch notes down in the comments though. Is there any points of concern that you think, you know, still need to be addressed? I'm sure the devs would love to see as much feedback as possible, so do voice your opinion down below, but try to do so in a productive manner where these changes could actually be implemented. But yeah, I hope to see you guys over on my stream as well. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on the YouTube channel and over on the streams. I think the patch notes are pretty good. We'll have to kind of just wait it out and play it out and see how the things develop, but as always, I'm sure there will be more to address. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Once again, please do let me know some suggestions you guys have from the patch notes down in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next. Have a great rest of your day. Keep up, stay up. Peace out.